call me Jack Daddy. I like to build things. I figured I'd make some videos to show you guys how I build them. That's my rooster voodoo. Maybe you can learn some things, maybe you can enjoy watching this stuff, maybe you can build your own stuff. Alright, what's up YouTube? Jack Daddy Outdoors with a Jack Daddy Custom coming your way. What we're going to do today is make a DIY. Look, we got all kind of junk going on. Got my squirrel dog barking, got mowers over there, There's only so many times you can cut up leaves. I don't know what they're doing. But hopefully I talk loud enough you guys will be able to hear me. We're going to make a camera arm today that you can strap to the tree, and then it'll swing out. You'll be able to position it wherever you want to position it. It's going to be for a GoPro or a gimbal or anything with a 1/4 by 20 base on it. So I'm going to make it for my gimbal. I've got a DJI Osmo 2, and I can put my cell phone in there, put a different lens on it. I'll be able to shoot some great video with that from the tree stand, and this is going to make it possible. So these are the things you're going to need today. What I got is a piece of 3x2 channel, just aluminum channel. You can see right there. I'm going to cut it like that, and basically what that's going to do on both sides, and that's going to mount to the tree, and we're going to strap this thing to the tree, and then the rest of the whole thing will be based off of this. So I've got that. We're going to cut that. Then I've got these. These are just a piece of 2-inch aluminum angle. Now these are pretty heavy. I got them from the scrap yard, and I mean, you can just buy them from Lowe's, wherever. You can get lighter ones. They don't have to be this heavy, but they do need to be pretty solid, because this is what's going to hold that thing. So these will mount to that, just like that right there. Mount like that, and then our the rest of our arm will fit in between this. All right, that's going to mount to the tree. They do need to be pretty sturdy, because that could potentially have a lot of weight on the end of it, right? When you get that thing stretched all the way out, you want to make sure that's pretty good. We're going to weld those on there in just a little bit. Now, we're going to use just a little tiny piece of 1/4 inch aluminum rod. We're going to cut a few little pieces, bend them. We got 1-inch aluminum bar stock for our for the arm itself. We're going to cut those in 16-inch sections. There's going to be 3 16-inch sections that'll be able to swing out. And then for your hardware, you're going to need, for this application, you're going to need a 1/4 by 20 by 2 bolt, all the way threaded. That's what's going to be for the end. You're going to need 3. I'm using all stainless, that way I don't have to worry about rusting. That's why I'm building this thing out of aluminum. I can strap some camo tape on it. Never have to worry about it. Just be there, no rust. It's real lightweight, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to need 3 stainless 1/4 inch washers, and then you're going to need 2 stainless 1/4 by 20 stainless steel lock nuts. Alright, I'm going to show you why you're going to need 2 when we start assembling this thing. You're going to need 2 2.5-inch bolts, 2 washers per thing, 2 lock nuts per thing. You're going to need 1 2-inch bolt, 1 lock nut, 2 washers. Now for the nylon stuff, you're going to need some nylon spacers like that. They're 1 inch long. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them on our grinder and shape just enough so they'll fit inside this tube. You're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. You're going to need 1 brass one. Okay, same thing, brass one. You're going to need 8 nylon washers. 8 nylon washers. That's what's going to make everything run real smooth and quiet. Now I'm using 5/16 for all the other swivel joints, all that kind of stuff. You can use 1/4, you could use a 1/2 if you wanted to make it extra strong. For all of your bushings, your nylon spacers, all that kind of stuff, you just need to make sure you get one that's going to be the same size as your bolt, and it needs to fit just right. I mean, pretty snug, right? So you don't like shove it through there, but it don't need to be a lot of clay in it either. Now we're going to get this stuff cut out, and you can watch us put it together. All right, so it came inside to the grinder, and this is what we've got to do. We've got to take these pieces right here, and we just want to smooth out the edge. So right around there, see, we cut little dog ears, I guess, off of them, and we just want to make a nice rounded edge and make it nice and smooth where it won't catch on anything. You got to do 2 of those, and then this is the first piece of the arm that will come out. And we want to do the same thing to it. So I cut just some little dog ears off of it, but we want to make it just a nice round thing. That way, when this is sitting in here, we'll be able to you know, we won't have a corner to be catching on anything. It'll just be nice and round, move back and forth. Now, while we're at the grinder, another thing we need to do is take these bushings that we bought. So these are bushings that we're going to use for inserts. And basically, they're going to go in between here. That way we can tighten it down without worrying about warping this. These will hold it nice and steady. It'll be somewhere for our bolts to ride in. But if you notice, this is a 1-inch OD tube, and this is a 1-inch bushing. So what we've got to do is we've got to make this fit inside. So we're going to have to use our grinding wheel, the fine one, not the coarse one, and we're going to shave this down just a little at a time until it slides right inside of this tube. We're going to have to do that for all 4 of them, plus the brass bushing. These will go quick, so be careful. The brass bushing will take a little bit more work, and you want to hold it as nice and level against your wheel as possible. So don't use the outside rounded edge, use the side of it and hold it as nice and level as possible. That way it'll fit nice and level inside your tube. Alright, so we got all our pieces ready. This is our mount, tree side mount. These are our 3 pieces there, and then here's the other one with our end cut, rounded off. We got our bent pieces of 1/4 inch tubing, all our screws, bolts, and these right here. Alright, so now what we're fixing to do is weld these and these onto this. That's all the welding we're going to have to do. Alright, so the way we're going to put these on is you want to put them on here, you know, like that. Get them in the right orientation. And then you're going to take one of these washers on each side of this, alright, to get your space right. And then you'll take your marker and you'll mark where, you know, like these will clamp on each side of that, and you'll mark up here where they need to be. Then you can weld them on there, and then all your welding will be done. Alright, now we're going to drill our holes in each of these. So on each end you're going to drill your holes for these to go in. They're going to put them through the spacer. Alright, so now we're down to just putting this thing together. So you see, here's our camera arm. So we haven't tightened anything down, we just got them loose. We got our bolts running through there, and if you can see in there, you see our bushing that fits inside there and inside there, and then in between this and this we've got our nylon washer, a 1-inch nylon washer, and that's how every joint will go on this back one, the part that mounts to the tree. So this is our tree mount. That's what it looks like. Got everything welded up. We got a hole right through there. Then our strap will go through each of these and will sit in there, and then we'll be able to cinch that down to the tree, and you know, that's what'll hold our camera arm good. So on that one, the way it works is you put your end that you rounded off in there, and you've got your brass bushing. So this brass bushing goes in here, right inside there. You get that lined up, and then you put 1 washer on the top, 1 washer on the bottom, and then you slide that in there best you can. It should fit just right. You should have just a little wiggle room, and then you'll put your bolt through there. Now the key is you want it tight enough where when you get it where you want it, it'll stay there, but not so tight you can't move or it's real jerky while you're moving it. So if you'll see, we can move this thing all around just right, and then it stays wherever we leave it. The last thing we'll do is put in our 1/4 by 20 so that we can mount our other mounts to the end of this. Our gimbal is our main thing. You can also mount a GoPro attachment to it. You know, they make those that screw into a 1/4 by 20, but we're going to mount our gimbal on this thing. We got it in there. It should look something like that. Can you see it? Now, if you had something that you wanted to swivel up and down, like some type of a tripod mount, you know, you could build your own. The same deal with these. You just put something on each side and your mount on top, where you'll be able to swivel it up and down. What we're going to do now is we're going to paint this back side and maybe paint the joints, but we're going to put some cloth camouflage tape on there, and it'll just take it where it's not some glaring piece of aluminum hanging off of a tree up there while we're trying to hunt.